I'm with Kaitlin Butts. How you going?
Y'all don't take it for granted.
You were in a mowing commercial for John Deere.
Yes. Living on 20 acres with a couple of donkeys.
Thelma and
Louise.
Yeah.
He bought it from Hobby Lobby. He does bite occasionally. That's when it hits those people that I'm doing something, you know what I mean? Yeah, that helps her like kick someone's ass.
T-shirts and hoodies.
You dug. Kaitlin is ready side stage, and it's like so, like it gets your adrenaline going. They're like doing the lip gloss. She's taking a fireball shot. She's doing Listerine. Got to see a calendar of Robert Irwin and his underwear.
Yep.
I really like that.
Thank you for coming on and have a chat. It's
Thank
great
you.
to have you in Australia. Hopefully be back soon, and I can't wait to watch you tonight at Melbourne.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Follow Bill, shoot a two, talking shit, dusty boo.
All right, we're in Melbourne at the Universal Studio, and I'm with Kaitlin Butts. How you going? Nice to meet you.
I'm going good.
For a girl that used to carry a portable mic and a speaker around until someone told her to shut up, to be in Melbourne on tour with Lainey, that must be pretty special.
It's very special. Yeah.
And you're a few shows in now. How have the other shows been?
Wonderful. The audiences here are just like Texas, but just different accents and less guns.
Do you think that, yeah, that's true. Do you think the party vibes are just as good in Australia as over there?
Yeah, I think that y'all don't take it for granted. I mean, Texas and country music, everybody loves it over there, but y'all are hyped up for it every single time. We were at a festival a couple days ago, and the 2 p.m. slot with Cassius Culpepper was completely packed, and typically like the 2 p.m. slot and in the States, like you may not have a big crowd, but everybody was packed in there early.
I think with that though, like I think it's a respect thing from Australians too. We don't, we can't walk around the corner sometimes and there's an international act there every night. We sort of come every now and then. We've seen probably in the last 2 years it's built up so much more. There's, something on every month now. It used to be, I know 10 years ago it used to be, the middle of the year around CMC. There was maybe a little bit at the end of the year, and that was all you used to see, whereas now sort of back to back to back. So I think Australians appreciate when people come over that like we're going to show up and support them. It doesn't matter who it is, so which is really cool. I'll do a bit of study and trying to figure out what to ask questions and all that sort of stuff. And as I said, you're off camera, try and keep it still music related, but try and find out a few different things. The thing I've most commonly found about you was that you liked murder documentaries and all that sort of stuff. And then you're very funny, which I found because clicking through some videos, I just found myself giggling at just random stuff that wasn't so funny. I once heard that you were in a mowing commercial for John Deere and you never got a mower out of it. Is that because you crashed it?
No, I guess my uncle doesn't love me that much.
Yeah.
He owns a tractor, or like owns a branch of a John Deere tractor place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the first time? Like, did you only do it once and that was it, or have you done like more commercials like that?
No, it was just that one, and it was only because my mom and I had like 20 acres, and he wanted to put me in a commercial, and I really wanted to be in it and be silly.
I love it. I had a laugh at it when I said, "No, you look so nervous when you're driving. You're just like you're serious." With that, you moved in with your grandma for a while there with your mum, and then obviously you brought the 20 acres and moved out to a country farming lifestyle. Do you want to talk to us? Obviously, the song's based off the back of that, but do you want to talk to us about that period of your life and how that sort of went?
Yeah, my life kind of imploded, and my mom. My mom and I lived in my grandma's garage, and then we moved to Lone Grove, Oklahoma, which is such a small town, and going from Tulsa, which is so city, and living on a golf course, and to living on 20 acres with a couple of donkeys that I got from a podcast.
Yes,
guy.
I did say that. Thelma and
Louise.
Yeah.
It was such a different kind of world that I'd never been in, but came to really appreciate it.
Yeah. Talking about podcasts, so you did just touch on, and then you did have a bit of a podcast, did you say?
It was from a guy from a podcast. He had this, it was kind of more like bucket list vibe type of podcast, and very inspirational. And I had told him that since all of this, all the turmoil that we had gone through, we were trying to just find little glimpses of happiness and joy. And moving out to Lone Grove, we would take the long drive home so that we could go just look at these little miniature donkeys. And I was like, I just love just looking at them. They're like little decoration, and they just bring me so much joy. And I was like, I would love to have miniature donkeys just to stare at. And he was like, well, I have 2 miniature donkeys that I'm trying to get rid of. Do you want them? I'm like, on this podcast, I'm like, yeah. And so he literally on Super Bowl Sunday one day just came and dropped off these donkeys with no instruction manual at all.
How'd that go?
It was embarrassing to not know anything about it. There was I told this story the other day, but I I didn't know what to feed them, and he didn't tell me what to, and I think he just assumed that I like had done it before. And the only place I'd seen straw or like hay was at Hobby Lobby, which is like a craft store, like where you get like fall decorations. And I called the guy that sold it to me or gave these donkeys to me. Or no, I called the guy that sold me my Jeep, and I was like, hey, what do I feed donkeys? And he was like, because I was like, I just bought this straw, but like I need more, but I don't know where to get more from. And he was like, you bought it from Hobby Lobby? And I said, yeah. And he's like, I'm going to bring you a barrel of hay, and that's what you feed donkeys. Yeah. It was so embarrassing.
And then learnt from there. Was there any other animals over the journey with your mum that you sort of brought in?
No, just donkeys. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. We had a cat named Katniss, Katniss Everdeen, and she like gave birth to all these cats in our kitchen. And but we've moved, like my mom moved since then and brought Katniss with her, the farm cat.
Yep. Yeah. And you have Hank, the dog. Is Hank still around?
Yes, Hank's
still around. Because I couldn't find whether Hank was still around when I was having a bit of a scroll the other night. I'm like, is Hank still around?
He's got his Instagram.
Yeah. On tour, dog, been with you from the very start, best friend. I know we always say terminology of man's best friend with a dog usually, but I think you could say lady's best friend with yours.
Yeah, I've had him since after my first year in college. I was all my friends had moved home after the summer of college, and I was taking summer classes, and I was super depressed and sad and wanted a friend and something to do and take care of, and I found him, and he's been my little ride or die.
And always on tour, I've seen some funny things of like behind the mic at sound checks and all that sort of stuff. So does that still happen these days?
Yeah, he loves it. He loves to travel. My band loves him. He does bite occasionally, like a lot.
Who's the most famous person Hank's bitten?
Cleto. He's bitten a doorman. He's bitten everybody in my band. He's bitten, but I love him so much. He doesn't mean it.
It's just a reaction.
He gets so ashamed. Yeah, he's bitten a lot of people.
Yeah, I love it. For you, do you want to tell us about the song, obviously talking about your grandma and that it won't always be this way?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk to us about that? And obviously that is very true to you, that song, I guess. I always talk about being authentic in the country music scene, and you look at some of the best singers and songwriters around, authentic, they talk about their life and things that have actually happened in their life. Yeah. They're probably the ones that go the most furthest because they're talking their true story, and I feel like that song's a real true story to you.
Yeah, that song, it's kind of, it's hard to talk about, to not be accurate, to not be super accurate sometimes, and for legal reasons.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think going through something like that, you want to reach out and make people feel not like they're not alone going through something like that. And so that song's about just leaving a mother taking her daughter out of a domestic violence situation, and what that looks like, and just like that hopefulness and trying to see that light at the end of the tunnel. Do
you feel like you've had, I don't know if you would have, but have you had people come up to you at concerts and crowds, maybe meet and greets, and sort of say thank you for that sort of song that's helped them through life?
Oh yeah, I get trauma dumps. I get their whole life story, but it's a good feeling, because whenever those situations are purposely like made to make you feel isolated, and whenever you're with someone that is like a narcissist or an abuser, they purposefully isolate you, make you feel like it's you that's the problem, and then makes you feel like you're the only one that's ever like had to deal with something like this or leave, and it makes you feel really alone. And so talking about, and there's like this shame that comes with like even going back to an abuser or staying in a situation that is dangerous for you or a kid. And it's like statistic that like women, it takes 7 times for women to leave those things. And so there's a lot of shame and stigma around it. And I think the more that we talk about it, the more like courage that you get built up to leave, or just like knowing that that you can leave a situation like that.
Yeah. And it's so obviously something that you're so passionate about, and it's good to see that you're happy to put yourself out there with your situation. Yeah. And if it makes one other person talk or 2 other people, you've helped without trying to help it directly to that person. Yeah. So with the music theatre, the role play and all that sort of stuff, I was having a laugh to myself. I was going through it, and I did see did you have one song on Landman?
Yeah, I have two.
Yeah.
Hunt You Down and You Ain't Gotta Die to Be Dead to Me.
So how did that come apart? Like, how did that sort of come?
We've got a good relationship with Taylor Sheridan. He's a fan, and which is so cool because I'm a fan of what he's done. I've loved like his work since Wind River. It's one of my favorite movies. But it really is just like them hitting up my manager and asking it. That's how it comes about.
Do you remember going and watching it for sort of the first time and seeing your song and that were like, that's my voice?
It's funny. The first time you never know like what volume or what the context of the thing is going to be.
Really sad, really happy.
Well, the first time I'm like waiting for it, we went through the whole episode and I couldn't hear it. And I knew it was on there. It's like they're telling us it's in this episode and we had to really dig through the first one. It's like on the radio really, really quiet.
Was it?
Yes. But then like You Ain't Gotta Die is so like prominent. They play like the whole song of You Ain't Gotta Die, and it's just such a cool thing to...
Does that sort of blow your mind a little bit, I guess, when you look back on something like that and you think, so many people have watched that now and heard that song.
Yeah.
Like, not only does it help your career, but it's something that sort of people remember in that, say, episode or part of the movie.
Yeah, and like I'll have people from like even high school or from people that I haven't seen in a long time, like that's when it hits those people that I'm doing something, you know what I mean? And it's such a cool feeling. Yeah,
I can imagine. I did write down that if Yellowstone was looking for a badass country western girl, I feel like you'd probably slot straight into it. So maybe you need to talk to Taylor about that one.
Taylor,
if you could play a role in, say, Yellowstone or maybe Lamb M, what would it be?
I would be like Beth's like estranged cousin. Yeah, that helps her like kick someone's ass.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Awesome.
Well, I just said that, and I guess a Western cowgirl badass. I just feel like your vibe fits that so well.
Yeah, we have the same bangs. So.
Yeah, this is a real funny one. You used to sell spicy mix on your merch, and now you only sell t-shirts and hoodies.
You dug.
Is the spicy mix ever going to make a comeback? Are we just sticking to t-shirts and hoodies these days?
So that actually, did I sell it? So it started out, I booked my own radio tour. I had like 20 stations for my first album. And I was like, I'm going to wake up every day at like 6 and do all these different radio tours through Texas. And, but like, I've always tried to feel like there's no reason why these people should care about me or care about what I'm doing unless I make them care or make them remember me, which Butts is like an easy name to remember. But I was trying to just like give these guys like a reason to remember me. And so I made all these little hand stamped labels and put Butts spicy dip on it, drew a little cactus, and made my own recipe of I just like to eat. So I was like, if anything, they'll just remember that packet. And a lot of them still have like the packet unmade, which is really cool. But maybe one day, maybe I'll release.
Is there still an original
recipe.
One floating around at your house that you have somewhere?
It's probably somewhere in like a memory box or something like that.
Yeah. And was there any other wacky sort of merch ideas you've had over the years that sort of come to mind?
Man, I'm really thinking about putting out a thong soon.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a good addition.
Yeah.
Some whale tails.
Yeah. Just something a little bit more
Kaitlin
different.
Butts,
Yeah. I love it. In 2016, you won the Texas Regional Radio Music Award for Female Vocalist of the Year. 10 years on now, you probably sometimes don't get a chance to stop and look back at your growth. But you look back at that moment you won that award. Did you ever think you'd be where you are now?
No, I think like each little step, I always like go back to that person that was playing like 3-hour shows for $50 and like dinner, but not, you couldn't even get like the steak or anything like that. Like all of those things like have led to this moment, and then singing with Lainey every night. But I've always felt like that's like the stage that I needed to be on, and you just visualize it, and then whenever it's happening, it just feels so crazy. And then you think of the girl that was like 5 years old and making people listen to her on the coffee table, like that's where it hits hard. Do
you ever take much time to sit back and look at where you've come from, or you sort of one to keep pushing forward to the next goal?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty nostalgic. I really like to look at old pictures and find old journals and like remember where I was at the time. But yeah, always pressing forward to the next thing, because you just like, it's so strange though, like I've been doing this for probably 10, 11 years now, and it's really crazy to think about like where it started.
Yeah. I just look at it as like with us, like, you know, we just started a country music podcast to talk about country music, and now we look at back people who have interviewed, you know, to sit here today. It's a privilege to sit with someone that's not from Australia. Like, if we look back at that and you look at your growth, and then, you know, you think what could be next? What can I work hard to be next? And like that's the same thing you say about like being on stage with Lainey every night probably gives you goosebumps in Australia. Like
it's every night, like I put on my in-ears and I have my pack on, and I hear what she hears, which is like the cues and things like that, and it's like Kaitlin is ready side stage, and it's like so like it gets your adrenaline going, and but she's such a pro to watch, and she's such a great example to see it, but it just feels so it's so insane every single night, and her crowds are so cool too.
Yeah, I feel like I always say about pinch yourself moments, and sometimes you pinch yourself. I suppose that's one for you where you probably pinch yourself a little bit and go, wow, this is real.
Yeah. So casual now.
Yeah. I wrote down something that just gave me a laugh, and I feel like you'll get a laugh out of it. something from 2013 this is.
Okay.
I've just arrived at Wormy Dog Saloon and I've brought a CD with the cover of a green paddock and a girl walking along it. It's got 3 songs on it.
Yeah.
What are they?
It's Hell on Heels, Tornadoes and Whiskey, and oh my God, what's the third one? I think it's like a Loretta Lynn song. What is it?
Jolene's.
Jolene. Yeah.
I laughed at that because I look back and you just don't see CDs these days. Do them CDs still float around, or do you reckon they're probably stuck in a memory box somewhere as well?
It's in a memory box for sure. I remember like all of those little steps. Like my mom went out to a random we trespassed to take the photo for it. It's she and I like printing the CD like cover on it,
yourself.
Finding the cover like to put it in there, and finding the sleeves. Like she and I like did it all from scratch. I feel like I'm still doing it by scratch scratch a lot of times too.
I just love and that comes down to the merch as well, like taking a different lane of, we love that everyone buys a shirt and supports you by a shirt or a hoodie or something like that. But I feel like the different lanes, like I know Taylor Moss, she's from Australia. She made hot sauce once, and that's like a thing of like Taylor Moss's hot sauce. Like it's just her thing. It's like a little quirky way of going different ways that can maybe promote you a little bit more. And I always like appreciate something where I go, oh, that's actually funnier than buying a t-shirt or jumper. I'd rather buy that for a bit of a laugh down the track. So
I could do bloomers too. Bloomers would be a little bit more appropriate.
Yeah.
Butts bloomers.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Ella Langley's new tune?
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. I've made 2 TikToks to it already. I love it. Her music, her voice is so just so soothing, but she's so cool, and everything that she does is just, I love her.
Is she someone that's sort of like an idol to you, do you think?
I think she just is like a pal. She feels, but like you see her like when I'm sitting next to her, she's just like a girlfriend that like I would send TikToks to or funny stuff to, and then you see her like really like step into it. And I went and saw her at the Ryman, and she just has her whole team, and they're all locked in. And there's one moment where in the middle of the show, her band does like an interlude, and she gets off stage and does a touch up and gets her guitar on, and she gets off stage and like a team of people just swarm her, and they're like doing the lip gloss. She's taking a fireball shot. She's doing Listerine. They're fixing bangs. They're fucking, oh my God. And I'm like, oh my God, this is insane. I've never seen anything like this, but it's so cool, and she deserves it. She's such an incredible performer and singer and writer, and she's like a little silly, goofy girl at the same time. Like can be so cool and like sexy, but she's such a nerd at the same time too, like me, and I love it.
The talking about Fireball, I did say that you love Fireball shots by the looks of it.
Oh my God, I used to drink I used to get a bottle of Fireball and just drink it from all night. I did see one
photo where you had like a massive bottle of Fireball, and it was like something
handles.
Like, wish I was joking that this wasn't my bottle or something.
No, I would drink.
You still drink it now? Or
no,
trauma?
No. There are liquors that I've had to delete from my like things that I drink, period, because tequila is one of them, Fireball is one of them, champagne's one of them. It's like you have too many bad nights with them. You're like, I will never drink that again. Vodka, gin, and rum are still safe.
They're still safe. At the minute, they might disappear off the list soon as well.
Gin's coming close.
What we usually do to finish off is sort of like a making the 8, which is sort of just 8 questions, which is for the country people that understand it. I'm sure you would too, making the 8 in a rodeo. Yeah. We sort of brought it back to that with the rural life that we have. The 8 questions you can sort of answer how you want. So who is your biggest inspiration?
Oh my gosh.
And it can be from all walks of life too. It doesn't need to be an artist.
Yeah.
I know a really good answer sometimes I've had before was like mum and dad. Or
I was
like
going to say my mom. Yeah. That was the first thing.
Yeah.
Mom.
So like she's really probably you've seen everything she's gone through and really lifted you up as a person, I guess. I would just say like all the women in my life, you just see them and what they go through, and they kind of go through things silently, and they still like persevere and like get to the other side of it. So I would say her for sure. I love that. Favorite song that you have released?
I would say, oh my gosh, I really like What Else Can She Do? That's one of my favorite songs. I wrote that with my mom. She had like the opening line, and I was like, she sang it, and I was like, Mom, that is like a Willie Nelson song. That is like gorgeous. And she always has she's a teacher, and she's very creative and smart and loves country music. And she had that opening line, and I was like, whoa, that is so cool. And so getting to write with her sometimes is my favorite thing.
That's probably, as you say, it comes back to a special thing that your personal life you can bring your mum into the life that you live now. It's pretty special, you know. I think everyone's dream is that, you know, if they're like with my kids, if my kids created something that, you know, I can retire and maybe go have fun or go on the road and do something they really enjoy themselves, it's like a goal as a parent to be like, actually, I really do enjoy doing that.
Yeah, she's really great at it, and to include her, but she will not let me, like, she would even be mad that I even said that she helped me write it. Like, she does not want credit. She just likes to do it.
So
and
selfless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Thing you got into the most trouble for as a kid?
Oh my God.
Get the list out.
Just being a butthole. I mean, I love doing things for shock value, and I think I'd always like do stuff that would gross my mom out. I would chase her around with fish or my bloody nose tissue. I was just like a little prankster. I was a prankster growing up. The biggest trouble I think I got is always pranks. Just trying to be silly and maybe taking it too far.
I love that. What song would you love to cover from another country artist? Which you might already do on stage.
I do so many.
Yeah.
But it's just because I love songs, and it's like the reason why someone said this the other day is like the reason why I started playing was other people's songs. So like, why would I not like pay tribute? And then also I saw Jamie Johnson talk about, he's like, if I don't sing Johnny Cash songs, like there's going to be a whole generation of people who don't know Johnny Cash songs, and that's a generation I don't want to be in. I would say my next country song, I really love, there's guys do it all the time and you expect us to understand. Do you know that song?
Yeah.
Mindy Davis, I believe. That's the next one that I've been really, really liking.
And have you been practicing that to do on stage or not quite yet?
No, I've just been singing it in the green room almost every night, and it just feels like it feels like a me song.
Yeah.
It feels like something I would want to
Tonight
write.
might be the night that you pull it out.
Yeah.
Strangest, wildest thing at one of your gigs or shows?
There's a lot. I mean, oh my God, a million faces pop to mind. It's more like people, the craziest things that happen to me are just like the people that become really latched on. And I'm not at the level where I even have like security at this point, or even have like very much protection, or like I'm not at that level where it's even required most of the time. And so we forget that I need that sometimes, you know? And some people just like, they know that I'm going to be there at 2 p.m. by myself unloading my car, and they show up. And I'm like, God.
I know exactly. This is a conversation I had with White the other night in his interview, and he said he remembers once he was probably at a stage where you were, he was just sort of getting his feet. And he just went to the casino one night, and he said these people literally were chasing him through the casino with like the full band. They wanted him like dead pretty much. They like wanted to touch him, and he was like, I'm out, I gotta go.
No.
So
it's
which
stuff
is
like
a scary
that.
situation sometimes to be a part of too, because as you say, you're probably not in the position to be there now that you're covered in security guards to keep you safe, but sometimes maybe you do need it.
And then there's some times where I'm like, guys, I can walk to my car. And
then you get there, there's someone waiting there, hello.
I mean, there are times where I'm like walking to my car by myself, and I shouldn't be. That's probably the craziest things are probably that.
Just the super love fans.
They're excited, and I love it. I've always wanted to have people that are obsessed, but maybe some personal space.
Biggest phobia?
Snakes.
Snakes?
Yeah, I went to the Australia Zoo the other day.
How'd you go?
Oh my God, the snakes are disgusting. Like I was getting chill bumps, like gagging. They have some good snakes over there. They're really gross. And I have dreams about them all the time. I don't know what it means, but I have dreams about like them doing the little thing all the time, and like.
Australia Zoo, how was that experience actually?
It was so cool. I got to see a calendar of Robert Irwin and his underwear. I really liked that part of the zoo.
Did you buy one?
Huh?
Did you buy one?
No, I bought a magnet though. I needed something that would fit in my suitcase. I really love the wombats. The wombats are my new favorite animal, I think, ever. They're so cute. And I got to pet a koala backstage the other day. Lainey had like wildlife brought to us, so I got to touch a wombat's butt. But the zoo is cool.
If wombats are your favourite, I've actually got a friend that's in the wildlife scene in Australia, and he works full time but looks after animals on the side. Has a little daughter, Ashley, and him and it's called Anya, Josh and Ali. I'll show you after the interview. If you love wombats, you're going to fall in love with Josh and Ali and his daughter, Ashley, because they've got pets of them. They bring them up. If car accidents and there's one, they get brought to them. They look after wildlife, and you will fall in love with wombats.
Well, I just identify.
That might
with
be a
them.
little thing when you go home that you'll be able to watch Josh Josh's stuff. And be like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in Australia.
Do they? I mean, they sleep for like 18 hours a day.
Yeah, he's got like, and like he breeds them up from the point where Ashley would be playing with them on the ground as like a pet dog, like
Yeah.
Hank,
Yeah.
to the point where he'll get them back into the wild, where he'll put them in a pen outside and he'll touch them and they'll growl at him, like they'll completely forget who he is.
Wow.
So
Wow.
pretty cool little journey, which you might like to sort of remember if you're of Australia.
Dude.
What's the moment that you knew you wanted to be a country artist?
I mean, it was, I would say, going to Kane's Ballroom. It was my first concert. I went to go see the Wreckers. You know the Wreckers?
Yeah.
And I'd always done like theater growing up, and so but I listened to like 2000s pop music. I was just a 90s kid, just listening to what was on the radio and on TV and stuff and MTV. But it wasn't until I saw those women like playing guitar and singing their own songs that were like not so like bright and happy all the time, and I saw that and saw those girls. I'm like, I want to be that. I want to be those girls that are just like up there like rocking guitar like Miranda Lambert. But I would say that was a moment that like shifted for me, where I like knew I wanted to play guitar and sing.
Yeah, that was the point where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is me.
Yeah.
Yep. Last one we finish off with is advice for up and coming artists.
Find out what makes you authentically you, and like really do soul searching, because I feel like that is where for me that I felt the most like I was having the most fun doing it, and also like don't take yourself too seriously. That this is supposed to be such a fun job, and it is a fun job if you let it, and you don't try to be so like serious all the time. Just be goofy. If you are goofy, if you are funny, be that.
I think you suit that to an absolute T, saying that, because if you
Thanks.
go look at your social media and sit here and have a conversation like we have now, you're the same person that people see on social media, the same person you see on stage, the same person you see in an interview, which I feel like can make people go a lot further than worrying about you trying to be like someone else.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we always use the word authentic all the time in the country music scene. I feel like in a lot of our interviews that if you are yourself, you will go a long way.
Yeah, there's so many. I mean, Randy Rogers gave me that advice of like, don't take yourself too seriously. Like it that is boring. People don't. And if you're so concerned about like outward perception of yourself, like you should not get into this business at all, because people are going to rip you apart no matter what you do. But as long as you know that you're at your core like being yourself and just having fun with it, like who gives a shit?
Yeah, I love it.
If you like it, who cares?
It doesn't matter. Don't worry about what other people think.
Yep.
Thank you for coming on and have a chat. It's
Thank
great
you.
to have you in Australia. Hopefully be back soon, and I can't wait to watch you tonight at
you.
Melbourne.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Follow Bill, shoot a two, talking shit, Dusty Boo.